Listen to me. I am the DM now.
That's great because I think timing-wise, that was probably the first thing that came on the stream. So, sweet. Everybody's here. Let's just get straight into it. What's the rundown? What happened? What's going on? Yeah.
Apparently I made no notes whatsoever last week, so I have no idea.
Same.
It's okay. I remember, even though I didn't make that many notes.
We flew somewhere and we found some things out.
Yes. We travelled into a warp storm, found this planet where this Titan carrier that we've been searching for crash landed into. And we've also found out that this planet has a very powerful ionosphere that will fry any microelectrics. Well, not microelectrics, microcircuits that go within it. And so Lucius is kind of fucked if he goes down, so...
Oh, I remember, yes, Faraday cages.
Yes, Faraday cages.
Yes.
That's indeed.
Yeah.
It will play pretty lights in his brain case.
Yes. And then it will all go black.
Can't we just do what I used to do in my first car when a fuse blew? Is take a bit of cigarette paper out the packet and wrap it round the fuse and put it back in.
I see you're a man of culture.
I prefer just soldering a bolt to it.
That works.
Even
We
better.
get it, Matt. You're an engineer. Oh wait, that's the wrong person.
What do you think Matt does at uni? How do you think I know Matt?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm an
But he's
actual
not the one
engineer.
we
though.
Whoa!
joke to.
Don't you fucking start. Cool.
I mean-
well, that just saved me doing a dice roll later on. That's fine. You think I'm joking?
I guess this will be me doing the disaster management.
Please. How do you think I got the skills to keep this campaign going? Aha!
You're a masochist.
But anyway, dialing in a little bit. What do you think is you're going to have to do? I suppose moving forward, actually, what's the plans for tonight then?
Nuke it from orbit is the only way to be sure.
What if we go down and we find like a whole thing of medieval citizens who have just scavenged this ceramite from this Titan and just wearing it as armour?
That'd be a little bit awkward, wouldn't it?
Don't think they'd be able to walk.
Yeah, that too.
I imagine salvaging it might be quite difficult considering they'll have no powered tools.
It would stand a chance they wouldn't even be able to get into the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if it broke up sufficiently,
Depends what sort of a landing it had.
that too. If it isn't, if it went into the ionosphere, it'd probably be a rough one.
Yeah, but it could have landed... They're pretty strong ships, the transport ships, so it could be intact. Mostly. It's one of them things you've just got no idea till you see it.
I'm sure it'll
Also-
be perfectly
also
functional, and we'll just hop in, hop out, new ship, Titan on board.
What if their
Off we go,
civilization
no
was
problem.
built upon the crash landing as well?
It's a possibility. The point is we don't know nothing till we send a scout down. Hello, Seneschal.
Hello!
Quite literally built.
Can we
a
not
house
just
on
like
top
drop
of
a
the-
church from orbit?
We went over that
We
last
have-
time.
We have the technology.
I vote we stick with the Seneschal scout plan.
You guys can take my old gun cutter all you want, because I'm not fucking flying down to that place. I want to be able to get back off. Unless you
You-
build a really big catapult.
You were probably the only person who can
Trebuchet.
fly it, though.
He's the only person who can fly it well. I
That-
can fly, but nowhere near to his standard.
I mean, you don't have to worry about flying for that much. Because you're going to get so far, and then everything's just going to go.
Not if we retrofit it with the proper precautions and things like that. So that's what we are going to have to do. That's where our Explorator comes in.
Can't, busy.
What with?
I
But
have no idea.
you've not got hair.
He's getting Mechanicus grade bubble wrap to stop himself from dying.
So I think the first thing we've got to do is the shuttle, whatever ship's got to be Faraday caged.
Yeah, and then we need to get some nonchalant, shall I say, mechanical weapons?
Well,
Yeah.
Mouse will be fine. He's just got his dirty, great big bayonet.
So we should do recon first and then decide what we're going to take down there.
What if the recon team gets unexpectedly ambushed?
Wear something neutral like, I don't know, furs.
Bring guns. Bring guns on the recon effort.
Yeah, are there
Okay.
any firearms that have electrical components?
Yeah, it's tons. Just any mechanical gun, auto gun. There you go.
Autoguns,
assuming the flame-
stabbers.
I'm assuming
Shotguns,
the
all
flamethrower
sorts.
has
Hand
electrical
cannons.
components.
Honestly, the flamer's going to suffer similar problems to energy weapons and possibly a little bit more explosively.
Why see that staying on the ship?
Imagine if spark got in the wrong place, you know?
That's staying in my quarters.
Yeah.
This music sounds like in like a masseuse parlour.
Apparently this is for dreaming, gaming, and relaxation. Maybe not.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, no, right.
I mean, we're in a bubble in a warp storm.
Kind of is, yeah. Whatever.
Like Skrillex.
Oh, am
would be
I
better.
just remembered this thing. Am I good to add the underbarreled grenade launchers thing I stripped off a weapon?
Somebody's going to need to sort it out for you, because it's not the sort of thing, you know. There's no Riz rails on it, you know.
I'm glad
Well,
you
if I
said
can get
that,
Lucius to do that during some downtime.
Matt. I want to make my landing to Bangarang, please.
Anyway, so I think it's safe to assume that we're going to have to Faraday cage the cutter.
Yeah, I'm going to
It
take
might
the
be a case
cutter.
of building one inside of the cutter that we put various bits of equipment on and then hope that we can glide down safely.
Yeah, I'm taking the cutter and not the Thunderhawk.
Okay.
So, yeah, so we want to guard the cutter against whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's priority, isn't it?
Okay.
I mean, Plan B would just to be very
Can we, like-
absorbent springs on Mouse's feet, and we all just hop on his shoulders.
Like, would the cutter be like fly-by-wire, or is it more mechanical linkages?
I was going to say nothing anywhere says specifically. But I think the assumption would be fly-by-wire for the most part. I did mention last week you can deal with a lot of that by building some extra capacitance into the systems to help deal with like the extra influx of background power essentially.
Wouldn't that only increase the capacity in which, the longevity in which we could just fly in the atmosphere rather than stay there indefinitely?
Both. I mean, the reason like your shape, the cutter's going to be okay, and well, I mean, in theory, a vehicle or something like that would be okay. Is that it's using energy up, and even though it's gaining a fair bit, it's still using it up. So it's never going to like build up to the point of overload.
What about when we land though and things like that?
It's yeah. Well, I mean, that's the fun bit. You're going to figure out how to sort of deal with that when you get there. But you know, I'm not going to dig you over as far as the ship's concerned. If you spend the time, you come up with that. That's a decent idea. I mean, obviously, like, all the GPS navigation and a lot of the sort of finer electrically assisted implements are going to be a little bit in the finicky side. But
Yeah,
don't worry, I'm not going to literally the ship blow up on you just for sitting around too long.
I'm gonna eyeball it in terms of navigation.
Still, maybe I think it might be useful having a big foldable Faraday cage or some sorts.
Yeah, if we put capacitors in to get the shuttle through and then put sensitive cargo in the Faraday cage inside the shuttle.
Yeah, sure.
That's a good idea.
Hmm.
That's
We're thinking with portals.
This is of course all Mouse suggesting this, the mechanical, technical genius that he is.
so actually, just for pure interest, give me an intelligence roll at a -20.
What, mouse?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Okay, alrighty. Well, that gives me a 3% chance of passing, I think.
Fair enough. You repeated words you heard one of Lucius's tech adepts saying around the ship as far as methods were concerned. Everybody else can be as confused as you like as far as Mouse coming out with these things is. But yeah. Okay.
Plot twist, Mouse is actually part Kenku.
I do not get this reference.
Oh,
It's a species in Dungeons and Dragons that can only learn words by repeating literally what it's heard.
Yeah, they talk through mimicry. So the more you talk to them, the more they talk back to you.
Intelligent
Okay.
parrots, basically.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, more like ravens, but yeah, it's hard. It really is.
Cool.
But they can't speak for themselves as such. They just mimic your voice, and it sounds exactly the same. It's weird. But yeah. Anyway, carry on.
Garviel is also going to double security at sensitive areas, as being as we're in the middle of a warp storm in case of any incursions.
Ooh, good call.
So any sensitive area, i.e. enginarium, flight deck, anything that's vital, double security.
Fair enough. Can I get a command check at a +10 from Garviel since he's handling security teams and whatnot?
God damn it, Bobby.
Fucking, just like last week, I'll re-roll it. Always.
Can he be commanded to command?
Oh, come
No,
on.
that's okay. It's okay. Don't worry too much about it. That's more just I suppose, more general marker of how things are going. It's fair to say the crew are somewhat unsettled, but with a 0.5 failure, I'm going to say nothing's really stirred up, other than a couple of scuffles and fistfights here and there, between one or two people. Nothing's got out of proportion just yet, but
Right
things are a little bit tense. Obviously, given you're surrounded by a fucking warp storm.
That half of us looked into.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the truths. I forgot about those.
Actually, to make them feel a bit braver, I'll ask Mouse if he can deploy one Ogryn with each security team.
Fair enough.
I'm sure Mouse
Might make
could-
them feel better.
Yeah, he could organise that. Definitely.
Until they start panicking. It's even worse.
Just shape
The
an icon
Ogryns-
and
the
Ogryn's
Ogryns had a
face
one or
turns around
two.
and runs into a door frame.
Can I get a
During this... Sorry, go on.
can I get a command test from Mouse? It'll give you a +20. Since this is more just like a tagging on rather than an organising thing. Oh!
Oh,
But that, funnily enough, is actually considered a success in Ogryn command.
Fair enough. On a few of the patrols, well, in one case, the Ogryns joined in the brawl, not understanding they were there to, help break it up. On another occasion, they saw two people having like a pretend argument, like among friends, and literally picked them both up by the scruff of the necks and bashed them together, like skull to skull sort of thing.
Noggin knocker.
It didn't go down too well, given that they were both junior officers. Whoops. And yeah.
But they did salute them after they'd done it.
Before, during, and after.
They were trained well, but yeah. I'm not going to say that's had any like sort of macro effect. But yeah, Lucius.
Lucius is going to be avoiding all of the rioting that seems to have broken out by walking on the walls, and he's going to be modifying the cutter so that it can fly, and you'll try and create some sort of compartment that's inside. Well, I don't know. I mean, can he shield the cutter so that everything inside the cutter is shielded, or is he going to have to build like separate shielding for himself?
I mean, honestly, I think it's fairly reasonable to have the hull of the cutter acting in that manner. Like that's
okay.
Not. I don't see that as a huge stretch of engineering in comparison. Get a bit of like sort of like mesh or something like that across the like windshield.
But what's going to hold the chickens in place?
Is it worrying that my first initial thought when you said what you did there is you are basically a mechanical Rick Sanchez?
Spider Rick.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Anyway. Cool. Can I have some tech-related roll for the construction of all this, for how smoothly it's going to go? I feel like this be an armor roll. I'm gonna call this a flat roll, and you can put any relevant modifiers on top of that.
Armorer, interesting. Okay.
It's closer to that than tech. I mean, this is a lot more like
Yeah, totally.
engineering.
So, yeah, it's a weapons platform.
So I'll be able to get a +10 from his combi tool.
Okay.
And I'll be supervising and insisting that he does this as best as he can.
Of course.
That also sounds like it would just imbue a negative.
Oh, nice. Cool. In that case, the modifications are going to take 3 days, start to finish.
Nice. Not bad going.
Good, yeah. I mean, the base roll I had was a week, so yeah. So the what's the general stance on fixing the warp drive going to be? Is that going to be a sort of low priority for this exact minute, or are you going to be like splitting your time up between sorting the thing out, or the cutter out, and the warp drive, or are you just going to leave the warp drive to your trained peoples?
Depends on what her commandant wants. Does he want me to finish off the cutter and then fix the warp drive? Because if we are doing this like forward reconnaissance effort, then some of the crew is going to be left on the ship doing nothing effectively.
I would say that having a functioning warp drive whilst in a warp storm is a good idea, just in case shit gets hairy. At least we've got options.
Okay, we'll do what we said then. But it's just we'll finish off the cutter first, so that the forward recon force can get moving as soon as possible, and then fix the or try and move on to fix the warp drive.
That'll do. Okay. It's just for reference, the warp drive is going to take at least 2 weeks, depending on sort of general efforts and a couple more weeks. But like bare minimum is 2 weeks.
Okay.
Given how, well, let's face it, you don't exactly want to go outside the ship and do this, so going to be a bit fiddly, but you know, doable because you've got all those spare parts. Good thinking. So yeah, I was gonna say if Lucius is involved, I can do minimum 2 weeks plus some rolls to maybe make it a bit closer to 2 weeks, or if he's not involved at all, it's going to take a month purely for his minions to do it. So yeah, shall we? What is fancy doing? Do you want to push on with the recon effort?
Yeah, I think to get things moving.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who's the scout team going to be, and what will you be taking?
Well, obviously I'm probably going to go. I'm obviously guessing Hendrickson is going to be coming as he's flying. Am I the right person?
Yep.
I'd imagine Constantine would.
Mouse could
Want
definitely
to
be
be going.
backup, but he's not good at sneaking at all, even slightly.
I mean, yeah. I'm just trying to think of how communication would work. You said as long as we use up the power, it doesn't really matter, correct?
Yes.
Things
I
would
mean,
survive.
if tickle or micro, like micro beads and things should be okay. They might have less range, I guess, on the surface. But...
What I was thinking is, if we played music over our microbeads to keep using up the power that they're getting.
No, that's straight up microcircuitry. That's not going to be.
No.
That's not gonna
I've got an
happen.
idea.
Is that-
I've got an idea. We take like a searchlight in the cutter, and we effectively use like Morse code from the surface up to the ship.
I mean, there's also flares.
Flares would be good, but you can't really transmit a long message with flare.
What about
So flares that you can see from space.
Garviel would say things inside the ship aren't affected because they will be Faraday caged. If we narrow the beam on the communications array to a precise point at where the ship is, could we still communicate from the ship to the main ship?
The problem with the Faraday cage is no signals get in and out.
Correct.
Can't we? Don't we
Electronic
have
signals.
Don't we have laser comms of some kind? You could have a
Circuitry.
a light beam going from the surface to the. Yeah, but the circuitry would
but
be
you can-
inside the.
Yeah,
Faraday
you
cage.
can shoot light through the cage.
That's true.
Do we actually? Do we have a device like that?
Not that I'm aware of. I've never heard anything like that in 40k. There are other solutions. There's one I thought of.
Signal flags. Semaphore.
To be
Really
fair,
big telescope.
I don't think Spotlight's a bad idea. I will take logic rolls if anyone wants my idea.
Oh, Mouse is gonna. He's absolutely racking his brains.
Let's fucking go!
Fair enough.
Mouse gets a headache. Thinking too
Maybe
hard.
if I hit my helmet hard enough, they will hear the ding.
Ting, ting, ting.
Wait, can we not just shout?
So, what you could do is you could send the cutter up above the atmosphere to send and transmit, and then like relay like that. Sort of give check-in times. That's an option.
Like, scheduled. Yeah, like, things.
I mean, if you're scouting, I doubt you're going to be like hilariously far away from the ship. But even if you are, you know, you can send the ship up to say, we'll be hearing back from the recon team in X amount of hours. We'll get back to you then. You know, there's.
Yeah, that works. And plus, I doubt there's anything like super urgent that needs to be transmitted from the ground team. You know, we're not reporting on a war effort. This is like a scouting effort. We don't have a severe time restriction, so that suggestion's fine.
Yeah.
Are we going with that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Better than whatever Theodore had planned.
Okay.
Let's start a forest fire. And the type of message depends on how big the forest fire is.
No, this isn't Space Australia. This isn't Space Australia. That's the other place.
I mean, if you're patient enough, you could just plant like trees in the shape of the message and wait for like 40 years.
I mean, time does move differently in the warp storm, so.
Could be 80 years, though.
That could be a problem.
Oh yeah, it's elongated here, isn't it?
What's that in dog years?
I know cat years better. Is that helpful?
Anyway, let's just get down on the surface.
Okay.
Yeah. So to the armory and figure out what we can take and not take. Imagine.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Basically, any solid projectile weapon without any sights, any electronic sights and stuff on them. So, bolt guns, that kind of thing.
Yeah, sweet. I have 2 bolt pistols on my person.
Is there a blunderbuss available?
Surprisingly, yes, I believe.
Yes, there is. I would suggest
Is it?
camouflage supplies for a couple of days, because you don't know how long you're going to be down there.
Coincidentally, does anybody have survival? Or ground navigation?
I have surface navigation.
That's the one.
I have survival.
Cool. Well,
I have staff for that.
Surprisingly, I don't.
I think my closest thing is demolitions. I mean,
However, I do have concealment, so.
you
That's
blow
well,
up the
that's a good
local.
start.
You blow up the local fauna hard enough, you're gonna get some cooked food.
Anyway, yeah, I guess we should just get down. I would probably bring someone with me who knows land navigation or survival or something of the sort.
Oh no, is Lucius the only one who knows surface navigation?
Is there anyone other than Mouse who knows survival?
It's fine. You're all safe in my hands.
I know, I was going to bring you anyway, more or less, anyway, so.
He has really big hands, we'll be fine.
I'll bring Mouse with us just for the survival and the probably being able to make our way back.
So
Perhaps I can try and
is Lucius
design-
required on this?
No.
Okay.
Garviel will also stay on the ship just in case anything goes wrong. We've got a second pilot.
Right, so let's go down. I'll bring Mouse with me. Garviel and Hendrickson are coming?
No. Garviel will make a lot of excuses. The best one being that he's second in command of the ship, so he needs to be there as being as Constantine's going. And that he's the only other pilot, so it's best you don't put both pilots in one ship in case anything happens.
Okay. So, Mouse, myself, Hendrickson, and Theodore going down to the surface.
You basically kind of get the idea he doesn't really kind of like going down to the surface of planets.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Guessing, will there be any extra bolt guns or anything like that in the armory? I'm guessing there probably won't be.
Oh, bolt guns? Yeah, probably a couple. Really one. Just like basic ones, nothing fancy.
Okay, I shall take one. And I'm guessing my carapace armor would not be affected, although it might look slightly odd, but it's only scouting.
I mean, if you don't get seen, it's fairly straightforward, right?
Actually,
Yeah.
I think. Oh shit. Would Xenomesh count as having microcircuitry and things like that?
No, Xenomesh is just like a fancy material. Xenomesh looks like exactly like normal clothes, but it happens to be armored.
Okay.
And is it going to fry circuitry, or is it just not going to work? Oh, we don't know. I'm worried for my power sword, so.
I wouldn't bring it just in case.
Yeah.
Just grab a spare mono sword out the armory.
Yeah, is there any mono swords in the armory?
Yeah. I'm sure you can get a couple.
What we got? Yeah. Yeah, just a couple of swords or.
I was gonna say, don't bother like sort of changing anything. We'll assume basically it's just gonna be your power sword minus the.
There's no power.
Yeah. Hang on.
Oh, excuse me. Ow.
There you go. Let's update it in your thing.
Okay. I'll take two of those.
2 swords. Okay.
Yep.
2 swords, 2 bolt pistols. Interesting.
I'll also
Never
take
know.
a sword.
I'm just going to leave my flamer behind and take my normal kit.
That's
Anyway.
the point. That was the point of taking ambidextrous 2-weapon wielder, ballistic and melee.
Touche. A quick question, Matt. It says you put the rosette on in your gear. Does that mean you're keeping it with you?
There's a very good point. Rosettes are electronic-y, aren't they? Are they?
No. It's literally a rosette.
Ah. No, I don't think I will, just in case. Captured or anything.
Okay. Fair enough.
We got on the ship. I'll take my. I'll obviously take my warrant, but not the
Yeah.
rosette. Yeah.
Okay. So, we shall go ahead and get you started on the planet. So taking the cutter down, some flying rolls.
Yeah, boy.
Let's hope these don't go too badly.
Mhm.
Otherwise, somebody's going to be having to fly somebody else's Thunderhawk down to the planet to save all your asses. If you survive.
Have even more chance of crashing.
Exactly.
Nice.
So, given that you're entering atmosphere, and your instruments are a lot of your instruments, as far as like glide guidelines and all that sort of shit, is going to disappear almost instantly. I'm going to be taking a pilot spacecraft test at a -20.
Do I get told to do it well?
Yes. Absolutely.
Nice. Let's retry.
He automatically has 3 roll those because of his mastery of small craft.
Yeah, boy.
Fuck. Oh, okay.
That's worse.
That is worse.
Okay, so that was entering the upper atmosphere, and it's rocky. It's very rocky. You hear like
Why are there rocks up here?
you hear a bit of the like bow plate like distinctly buckle in itself, and there appears to be some sort of heat build-up. But carrying on, I will take a second one at a -20 since that one went so badly.
Nice. I don't get the man this time, do I? Do I? No. Fuck you.
Haha.
You managed to recover from whatever bullshit you were spiraling yourself into. And one last one for sort of transitioning into normal atmospheric flight.
Another spacecraft?
This one's going to be flyers. I mean, it's basically the same
Well, it
roll.
doesn't really make the difference because they're both the same.
Yeah. This one's just going to be at -10. Nice.
Here we go.
Okay. Now they're on the ground, or at least, well, on the ground in atmosphere. I didn't see you. We're going to say that these are somewhere on the map. I don't know, like vaguely around here. Where in relation to the map are you going to try and aim for? Bearing in mind, you know, the rather large distances that are involved.
The ship crashed in this sort of area of this continent, correct? That's on the map. It wasn't any more specific than that.
No, that was where the original settlement was founded. You don't have any information on the spacecraft.
Then I guess we're going to be scouting the settlement.
Fair enough. So how far away would you like to land from town? Obviously, scaling is a wee bit. Talking generally within that zone, like within about 20 kilometers. You're a little more out of the way.
Yeah, just so we're over the horizon, I guess.
Okay, and how do you plan on flying to remain undetected for as long as possible?
Are we leaving any form of contrail?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Initially, at least, yeah. I mean, you're down a bit lower. It's not so bad, but yeah.
Cool. So flying over high and getting a general scope of the layout isn't going to be an option. So, like, what the hell is that? I will take some advice from the pilot.
Along the river?
I'm also going to be asking for a navigation check in a minute.
Wait. Hit me up.
Does anybody have navigation surface, by the way? That's here?
No.
No. Fantastic. I'm going to take... What do we think? Logic? Or will we...
I mean, I prefer logic to search.
I'll take a logic test from each of you three. And Connor, you mentioned following rivers. I think that's a reasonable decision, and I thought of it. So, if each of you give me a logic roll,
make it a gamble.
Holy shit!
What, just everyone
Holy shit!
Oh, thank you.
Could I re-roll mine, please?
of course.
I mean, I passed.
Oh shit! Yeah, you did.
well, given neither of you have surface navigation, you find through the tail end of a river appearing out of through the forest. So it could be either this one.
Can I
Sorry,
roll survival at this point, or is that not applicable right now?
Yeah. So it could either be this one, or this one, or this one. But either way,
Or this one.
sorry. Well, if you're looking for a river, and you're looking for a river, and then you're looking for a settlement near a river. That's the requirements at the minute. Since none of you have surface navigation, this isn't going to go perfectly regardless. So, I'll tell you this for free. You come across a on the horizon, as it were. Horizon only exists at sea. But anyway, you see a sort of small settlement, sort of at the edge of, the edge of your vision, and sort of squinting, you can see some sort of settlement, vaguely near the river ahead of you. At this point, it's probably about 10 kilometers out. I would also say, how are you flying? Are you like, are we talking like treetop skimming?
I'm flying very well, thank you.
No, like, what we're talking, like, nape of the earth sort of shit, or? I need an answer. Cool. In that case, I'll take a flyer test at a -20.
Now we to do it well.
Nope, same flight. You're not getting it.
Fuck you. Fuck you anyway.
Fair enough. I was going to say, so for Theodore, Mouse, and Jericus, this has been what I would imagine be a rather scary flight with 2.5 degrees of success, but scary in the display of piloting skills on show. There's been plenty of holy shit, we're about to hit that tree. Oh no, wait, we didn't, etc., etc., etc. On seeing the village sort of at the edge of your vision, it's very quick. Sort of J stop, and you slide yourselves down into like a forest clearing, about 15 kilometers from this village.
I think Mouse just thought it was a fun ride.
Okay.
Nice. Okay. I'm going to assume that we've checked to make sure it's breathable out there.
I mean, it looks like any other planet in the Imperium. Good green trees, forest, all that sort of stuff.
Cool.
It would not be a stretch, given that people inhabit it here. It's not a stretch to say that it's safe to breathe and exist on.
Yes. Cool. Theodore would probably want to be the first person to make landfall. So, yeah, he would just hop on out, and oh, actually, where is that? There's like a spiel about this. I can't find it.
I have to make a joke. Suddenly, an army appears. No.
I get it.
I do too.
Ah. Fantastic.
No, that was like on my list, so it's next to play, but whatever.
Nice. What do now, Captain?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. What's wrong?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Good. That'd be really weird if something was wrong.
Yep.
I just rolled some dice. I don't know what the problem is.
Right. So we need to make our way towards this settlement, wherever we think it is. And we're near a river.
would we know roughly how far kind of north-south we are from the settlement?
Yeah, you're about 10 kilometers south of the town.
Okay.
How advanced is the town in terms of aesthetics?
You didn't get a good look of it.
Did we see smoke?
Yes.
Cool. Then let's follow the smoke.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Well, knowing sort of estimating from where you land is going to take you about, given that none of you are big combat experts, somewhere between 2 and 3 hours. You land it in a particularly wild clearing of the forest, so it'll be a while before you get to anything that's want me fucking panic is back on because it's such a good back.
Bad.
Okay. So you're just gonna head on out then? Is there gonna be a plan? Is there gonna be I don't remember you telling the ship when you're gonna check in. I remember that much.
Well, there's no point in flying back up to tell them we've landed safely.
No, not that. I mean, like, he's never sort of said roughly how long you'd be gone before you would try and check in. Nothing like that. But that's fine. You don't need anything like that.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
How far away are we from the village again, roughly?
About 10 kilometers, so it's going to take you about 2 and a bit hours.
Say every 48 hours check in, maybe? Something like that, roughly.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it'll only be me going up anyway. I assume.
I would assume so.
Coolio.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'd be, going rather stealthily, like just cautiously. Don't know what we're going to be walking into.
Fair enough. So just I know we sort of said what you were bringing along, but sort of like what weapons is everybody displaying? What weapons is everybody hiding? Hendrickson, have you got your bolt pistol like concealed then, or?
Yes. In my coat.
Okay.
Jacket
Mouse,
thing.
I guess, would have his ripper gun just strapped to his back. I don't think he would have brought the...
Suppose I'd have my unpowered
Double.
power sword strapped to my waist as well.
Okay.
Well, his hellgun's going to be non-functional as well, isn't it?
I think we can say that you were told to leave the hellgun behind for.
Okay.
So just for it not blowing up randomly on you.
Yeah,
you know.
alright. That my Hellgun mounted thing won't be there then, I guess.
Sorry, you won't need it. Probably. Okay then.
Yeah. I would have my bolt pistols concealed in my cloak, and both swords on each hip. Again, probably under the cloak, depending how warm it is. Yeah.
It's English forest in April might be the best way of describing it.
Oh yeah, I'd have my cloak about me then. I wouldn't be uncomfortable.
There's like low teens.
Yeah.
Yeah. At low teens, you've arrived. What would appear sometime around midday. You've noticed one of the first things you notice is that the sky does like constantly have an aurora in it, and can put like weird hues on sort of leaves in the trees and whatnot, and sort of the sort of vague canopy of the forest sort of feels like it's, I don't know, to sort of borrow terminology, kind of like almost like you're at a really subtle disco all the time. Yeah. Can I have a survival at a plus 40 for mouse, please?
Alrighty.
Yeah, this is sort of in substitute of a navigation roll.
Just.
Cool. Yeah, you stay on track for the first hour. All is well. Can I have awareness test from everybody, please? Flat. Unless you have anything hearing related, it'll be a flat roll.
Yes.
Fantastic. Theodore and Jericus, you hear sounds of, I don't know, some sort of larger creatures moving reasonably fast.
Towards us?
I wouldn't say crossing your paths might be more accurate. They're getting closer, but you wouldn't say they're necessarily heading for you.
I guess we would gesture to everyone to get down and sort of keep quiet until they pass.
Yeah. So I'd motion for everybody to hold the fire and hunker down and wait out.
Fair enough. So after about a minute or so, the noise get a bit louder, and a couple of what would appear to be cavalry of some sort, riding large, I suppose more like elk-like creatures might be more accurate. Can I have concealment rolls from each of you, please?
Yeah, a plus 20 because of Cameline cloak.
Yep.
I'm going to try and re-roll. I don't think it'll go any better. There's every chance it'll go worse.
Nope.
Yeah. Oh well, that is better.
Fair enough. And no. Sorry, I'm just double checking where these are all playing against. That's fine, that's fine. Connor, you need to reroll.
Oh dear.
It's in post test. Their awareness versus your concealment. That is a pass to greater success of yours. Of your concealment. So reroll. Actually, okay, fair enough. Congrats. The only person that's managed to remain concealed is Jericus. So, you think the riders sort of went past you, but then sort of a few seconds later you sort of hear them wheel around, and all of a sudden you're sort of staring down the nose of two very alien-looking elk things, with two armored riders holding basically spontoons at you. Spontoon being a winged spear, basically.
Cool. That saves me googling that. I try and act nonchalant, as if we weren't hiding from them.
Jericus, they still haven't found you, by the way. You stay still. Your cam-like look will stay in effect, basically.
Then I shall stay still.
Okay. You folk identify yourselves. Why are you in the forest? Why are you dressed like that?
Mouse has absolutely no idea if he should be saluting or not, so he's just like frozen up right now.
Open fire!
Don't say that out loud. Okay. So, dressed like what? We're just passing through, you know, just enjoying a nice walk in this lovely weather.
You wear strange fur. I've never seen that animal before. Where did you hunt it?
In the woods.
Of
course.
Can I get a? You've got blather, right?
I have blather and I have deceit.
In the woods, it's like saying, where did you hunt it? In America.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a deceive roll at a -40 because that's complete bullshit.
Oh. -40.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, if he passes this.
Would you say it's a formal or high authority situation?
No.
Oh my god, he was close.
Oh.
I'll tell you for free. The other dude got a +40, so he passed. Admittedly, barely, but he passed.
Hmm. I'm gonna re-roll this. I feel it's important. -40. Ah.
You see him. He sort of like puts the spear a little bit more forward towards you, and sort of like so the tip of the blade's sort of about 6 inches away from your chin now.
I calmly put my hands up and say, "Look, friend, there's no need for any of this. I do like your armor. It appears to be exceptional quality. Yeah, you must give me the name of your armourer."
So, does anyone else want to speak other than this idiot?
I can't try and seduce the guy.
No. Like the guy actually says that to you group of hiding people.
Ah.
So, Mouse or Hendrickson at this point, basically.
I guess Mouse. Oh, this is gonna go. Oh, this is gonna go. So, who are you then?
You don't know who we are. Where are you from? How far have you travelled?
He looks confused
who
and
we are.
like points up.
Yes.
Okay. Where are you heading, simpleton?
It just kind of points vaguely in the direction of the settlement.
He sort of rolls his eyes and looks towards Hendrickson. Would you, are you to speak for the village idiot and his accompanying ogre?
We are on
Hang
the
on.
way
Do I
to the
do I need
closest
a
village.
do I need a willpower check? Yeah.
I feel like it's probably appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's my modifier as you determine this? Apparently.
You know what? -10. You do kind of have a spear at your neck, so you know that might temper it a little tiny bit. I'm like flat or -10.
Nope. Quick draw bolters. and go.
I don't need to speak.
I don't have a choice in this. They made me.
Hang on. Give me a second. I need to go make a map real quick. Hang on.
How quiet is it around us?
Pretty quiet.
So sound will travel quite far. Am I correct?
Oh yeah. Especially a boulder going off.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The bolt pistols is fine.
They made you do it, eh?
You neglect to mention that bolt pistols fire a bolter round. Bolter rounds also explode after the fact of hitting a target.
Not if they're inferno rounds.
That's good.
Oh
good
no,
thing to fire in a
just set them
forest.
on fire.
Oh dear.
It's okay. It's only one of them is loaded with inferno rounds.
We call it a boomstick.
I should have gone on my own.
I didn't even get to speak. We have a captain that buckles under the. This is why the Thunderhawk is mine.
Jericus is just like laid there under his cloak, thinking, "I need a new rogue trader."
I mean, you might get one. You might just get one.
Yeah, might. Although I think a bolt round compared to a spear and some plate armor would be superior. Also, what's the damage for a bolt gun? I just put it in my sheet, but I've not actually.
D10 plus 4 or
5.
5? D10 plus 5 with tearing, so just take the tearing box.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's one of those swords that we got. I forgot the name.
It's just
Power
a
sword.
no,
Just a sword.
It's just a sword. It's just D10 plus 2, I think.
Thank you.
A D10 plus 2 with 2 pen if it's a mono sword, which we said it was. So
Yeah. How much pen does bolts have?
the bolt guns have 4.
Bolt pistols have 4. I don't know about bolt
Yeah.
guns.
Or again, it's
In fact, I've got a
same
yeah.
like round. So
Yeah, it's okay.
almost done. Hang on. Give me a left or right for you lot. Who's where?
I'm left.
I'm at the tip of the spear.
Haha.
Quite literally.
I'm left. The dodo's in the middle, and mouse is to the right. I suppose.
I'd like to be right.
Okay with that.
I'd like to be right of mouse.
Sneaky boy.
I'll tell you what, we'll do it this way instead. Where out in that? That out. So I'm assuming you are all under, like, this tree here, sort of thing. And these guys were, like, walking through, like so. Let's see. Hendrickson. Nice.
Inconspicuous.
Yeah. I was going to just arrange yourselves as appropriate. No, yeah, arrange yourselves wherever he's like would reasonably have been hiding, and then we'll start combat. Alright, well in that case I'm going to put Theodore here because you established that he's already at the end of his spear.
Because he has problems with self-survival.
He really does.
Yeah, we've really underestimated that tiny little character trait.
Yeah, we really have. That can really fuck you over.
It's already fucked us over in the past several times.
Okay.
I'm honestly surprised there hasn't been any case of friendly fire yet.
This should be interesting. Can I have initiative from everybody, please? Hopefully this won't take too long.
D10
Nice.
plus agility.
I've been rolling really well today.
Ah.
This can't end well. This cannot last.
Okay. Hendrickson, apparently you're first.
I'm gonna start blasting.
I was gonna say, so we're gonna see. You're gonna be reacting from, like, I don't know, seeing Theodore do some sort of fucking twitch of some shape, form, or fashion, and like reaching
Get
for his
into
bolt pistols.
Cowboy pose.
Yeah. So this is you like going, oh shit, I better do something, like immediately before.
Oh, that's damage.
Are these guys' mounts actually armoured at all?
Yeah, I was going to be shooting the mounts, but
Yeah, there's like a level of armor on them. It seems to be mostly just like light or like riding armor, I guess. Like it's just like a little bit of leather here and there. It's nothing too serious. Okay, okay, so you just did damage?
Yeah, I hit the wrong button.
And do you have quick draw?
I do.
Go, just checking.
Had that from the start, my good friend.
Just double checking.
I'm gonna shoot the mount in the head. Half action aim. What bonuses do I get? What? What?
Okay, so you're shooting the mount in the head. So a cold shot in Rogue Trader is a full action.
Okay, so no half action aim. Yeah.
Correct. And untrained in any of it is syntax. You know this better than me. Like an untrained cold shot is minus 20 or minus 30. I can't remember.
It's minus 20, I think.
Okay, so minus 20 is shooting it in the head. Okay, roll bliss is minus 20. Oh, there should be a range bonus in there.
Range bonus. Because I am well within less than half the range.
I think this This is definitely a little bit off. Give me a second.
I think.
Yeah, it's -20.
There we go. That's better. Yeah, there we go. And you're shooting. This one here.
Yeah.
Okay. For the horses themselves, actually, and for the knights while they're mounted, I'm going to give you +10 because they're like that bit more visible.
+10 in
That bit taller.
overall.
Yes.
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 Yes. I'm gonna try that again.
Yeah, because I was a 95. That's a jam.
That's a little bit better.
Nice.
That's a perfect damage. Ka-ching.
Interesting. Okay. So fair to say you scare the living shit out of this thing. Just...
Yes.
Huh.
What?
Okay. So I'm gonna say you shoot this one in the head. The horse itself like flops over and is like sort of panicking and the elk itself like flops in the ground and sort of like panicking and it seems to be in some minor to major trauma. The knight's thrown off and is lying on the ground. The elk isn't quite dead, but it may as well be. Theodore.
Cool. Which one insulted me?
This one, the one that's been holding
The one that's flailing on the ground.
yeah, the knight that's got knocked to the ground. Yeah.
Cool.
Worth pointing out, the rest of you, that bolt shot like echoes through the forest, like off the trees. Birds scatter, hundreds of meters away. It's yeah. It's an auditory event for this forest.
Okay. Yeah, one at the guy on the ground, and one at the other horse.
Oh, that's
Okay.
interesting. Do you have? There's a very special targeting ability for that.
Is there?
Yes.
There is a split target skill. I can't remember exactly what it's called.
And you need
Oh,
that
right.
to do so. Otherwise, at the minute, you can stay aim at the same target.
Cool. I mean, I have to attack the guy, so he's getting both barrels.
Nice. So this is gonna be the dual shot. So you're rolling ballistic once for it, and then it's he's on the ground, prone, point blank. So it's +60, and then
-10 for 2 hands. So
yeah. Cool. So +50 overall, and then just roll damage in extra time.
cool. Yeah, I'm re-rolling that.
Oh wow, with your bolt pistols just jammed. If you stick with that.
Oh,
If you stick with that, obviously
all right.
not.
Yeah. Oh Jesus!
They still
Christ.
jammed. So basically, you
Click.
yeah, you literally bring both the bolt pistols up, like looking this guy on the ground in the eyes with these two fucking pistols right up in his face, and then both of them go click at the same time. Well maintained. Yeah, they're not reliable. So yeah, they do go click. Jericus.
Hendrickson, why did you shoot?
I
swear to fuck if you try and pin this on me, I'm shooting you in the back of the head.
I have a question first of all.
Yes.
In the other notes at the bottom of my character sheet, it says I've got quick draw, but it's not on any like the things that I've spent experience on, and I've not got it anywhere else.
If it's in your notes, I'm happy enough.
Okay.
Whatever you do is going to be considered a surprise attack, given they don't know you exist. So you're automatically getting +30 from that, on whatever you do.
I'm I'm just gonna start blasting as well, I guess. From the complete Earth to Shadows. I'll go for the other guy's horse, not horse mount. I guess.
Okay. Let's see. You're gonna be doing like half aim of that as well.
Yeah.
Okay. It's plus 50 overall, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Oh, yeah,
that's
I
going
didn't
to
put the-
hit.
Well, anyway, I started best.
That's going to hit a leg. Fair enough. So it hits it. It doesn't kill it. It gets very startled and quite flighty. To be accurate.
No, I don't get 2 shots, do I?
No.
No. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess I'll end my turn there. I guess.
Night Boy's going to pick himself up. And it's a half action for anyone not trained in it, isn't it?
What's that? Picking yourself up?
Yeah, pick yourself up.
Yes.
Yes. And he's going to do a standard attack at Theodore. Wow.
That's a yikes.
His spear jams.
Apparently so.
Got caught in his coat.
Yeah, I know. There's like a twig or some shit caught in his armor, and his arm jammed. Nice.
He's somehow got it into his head that his gun's not going to work at all. So he's gonna. Which one is the one that's had his mount taken out already?
This guy here.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna hustle past. Is that Lucius? No, Hendrickson.
That's me.
And stab the other horse.
Okay. Give me the roll. Plus 10. Because it's like an easy target. Fair enough. I suppose like giving us both acting at the same time, I can sort of do it this way. Like it sort of sees you running at it and sort of like automatically like flops itself out of the way and sort of
Okay.
that. This guy is going to disengage and try and run. Disengage is like disengaging's up to your like half movement speed, isn't it, in meters?
It just says move, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's your move. Full move.
Oh, nice. Well, in that case, given it's bipedal, we get to do something really fun. It fucking runs for it. You're going to need to get that before it goes off screen. Otherwise, I'm going to consider it out of play.
Cool.
Hendrickson.
Half action aim at Boyer.
It is running, so because it's moving, there's real moving targets, isn't it?
He's running directly away, so...
Run action
shifting side to
is
side,
minus 20.
My god. So you look at minus 10 to shoot at him to begin with then. If it's so plus 10 because of size, and then minus 20 because of running.
Can I be inspired by my incompetent captain?
Just kill the bastard.
Is that yes?
No, I'm
Yes.
gonna call bullshit in that.
Yeah, probably.
Minus
I-
10.
I'm way
Theodore-
too busy.
Yeah, he's pretty fucking locked in this guy, so if he's giving commands, he's not playing it right.
Correct.
That's worth a reroll.
Yeah.
This whole endeavor can go to pot if he gets away.
What is wrong with
Fair
this?
enough. So there's near miss, and the tree right beside him basically explodes still get a bit of time, Theodore. You're locked in your wrongdoer.
Cool. I can drop these fucking bolt pistols and
Yeah,
draw sword.
I will consider literally dropping them as a free action.
Yeah, just drop them in disgust and draw my swords.
Okay.
Oh mate, I hope he picks them up and tries to use them.
Yeah.
And you
The
do have quick
same-
draw, don't you? Yeah, you do. Good.
I have quick draw, yes.
So basically the same idea. You're rolling to hit once and then you damage twice.
Cool. That?
No, he's back up.
Two weapons. Yeah. Two
So-
weapons, so...
It's
10?
no -10. He's dismounted, so he's just another human-sized target. So -10 overall, I believe.
Yep. Yes! And then...
Let's see if he's going to parry. He's not going to parry. Cool, give me another damage roll.
Nice.
Cool.
Wait. How does that work?
He's definitely still fighting. You know, you get a couple of dings. The second hit manages to get through a gap in the armor, but doesn't like fully connect. There's a bit of blood run down. Yeah, bit of blood run down one of his arms. Jericus.
How does that first damage work? Because...
So me
10 plus...
because that's basically because you got tearing unticked, but because you're still rolling the dice, even though you're
got
not using it, it's still it still highlights the 10 that you rolled.
Yeah, got you.
Okay, I'm gonna have to half action aim and try and shoot at the running guy, I guess, because yeah.
Okay. Okay, I think overall it works out at +10 because of weapon range. So,
Okay.
like running plus larger target. Sorry, well the size of target plus your half aim, and then the running is like a neutral value, and then your weapon range itself is +10. So
Okay.
that's a jam.
I'm a reroll.
Hey!
Ah!
Nice. Where does that hit? 3 to the body. Nice. Fair enough. So basically, you essentially end up blowing out the like hindquarters of this elk-like creature, and the knight sort of goes barreling, sort of like half into this tree. His mount is dead. He appears like he's not moving at this point, but he died. He's dead since he himself hasn't taken any damage. Theodore, your dueling partner is going to be doing an all-out attack at you. God damn. That's a fail.
Sweet.
I
Nice.
think the sudden boom
I
sort of echoed through the
effortlessly
forest and
brush it
scared
aside.
him.
I guess it will have, like everyone else has been shooting, so I think it will be reasonable for it to have penetrated Mouse's brain at this point, that maybe guns do work after all. So I'm going to take a shot over at the fallen knight.
Mhm.
Is there any penalties or bonuses or anything?
Plus 30 because he's like lying in the ground immobile.
The Demi, I guess. The ripper gun.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
A nice peppering.
He is unconscious. I mean, I'm gonna say he's unconscious for funsies. He's not dead, but he's unconscious. Apparently, even buckshot it. What? 15 meters? Yeah, that's all right. Hendrickson, here go.
I'm going to switch to the sword.
Okay.
Go over here and try and slap this boy. If I can do that all in the same turn.
I'll let you switch to the sword and move, but I'm not gonna let you like attack him.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to draw the sword and use it in your offhand, I can let you do that and attack. But if you're swapping it all around, like you're stowing the pistol and then drawing the power sword, that sort of thing. Up to yourself. You can have the sword in offhand and be able to attack at a -20, I believe it is. Or you can have it in the correct hand and that'll be your turn.
Oh yeah, let's spice it up. I'm gonna offhand him.
Okay, cool. You're outnumbering him since Theodore's in contact, so overall it's a -10.
-10 on weapon skill.
Yep.
Ah, that's getting re-rolled. Hey! Oh!
How many rerolls have you done? You've done loads of rerolls and you haven't been keeping track of them. I mean, I just took 2 off because
First
there's
ones
2 I
were
remembered.
free. Because I can.
Yeah, you rerolled the bolt pistol shot and you rerolled that, so that's definitely 2 proper rerolls.
I've got 1 left after this.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, nice. Okay, in that case, you cut down Theodore's opponent for him. And that is 09, that is a 90. Yeah, you literally chop his leg off, like Monty Python style.
Tis but a
But instead, instead of memes, this guy dies of traumatic blood loss. So, not bad over.
Cool. The other guy's paced, right?
No, I mean he's definitely bloodied and whatnot. Yeah, you have to go check him out, I guess.
It's nap time.
See if we can interrogate the other one.
We need to get moving.
Isn't he unconscious?
He's
Yes.
unconscious, yes. You don't know that he's unconscious, but he is unconscious.
Right, so we need to get get them off of the track that they obviously frequent.
How far away are we from the ship?
I was going to say, looking around a bit more, you do sort of notice that this is, a fairly reasonably travelled path. The part of the forest you're in now is looking a bit more, shall we say, curated than the sort of more wilds that you're in. You are about... where'd that go? You're about 3 miles from the ship, so just over about a kilometre and a bit. Sorry, 2.5 kilometres.
That's not how conversions work, Phil.
I know, shut up, heads. Long day. It'll take you about an hour to get back to the ship. If you're carrying that fucker, actually, I suppose you got mouse, so yeah, still about an hour, yeah.
I suggest we move them to the ship.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
Mouse will
what about their
swing
mounts?
his-
I mean, we can just strip the armor from from the dead one.
Mouse just breaks off some branches and things and starts, like, he drags both the mounts together and then just basically starts piling, like, leaves and things on top of them, like, ripping off branches and...
Cool, I'm going to take a survival at a +20.
Okay.
We'll consider this as creating a hide, in big air quotes. Okay.
Nice.
You create a reasonably convincing bush around the two, like, elk corpses. Put them both there for simplicity.
Not gonna lie, I thought he was gonna start cooking them.
Okay, you have two night corpses.
Isn't one of them not
Yeah,
dead?
one of them's knocked out. I mean, none of you have rolled Medicaid yet, so none of you know that. Or none of you have actually even tried to assess that. As far as you're concerned, right now they're both dead.
I mean, I don't have Medicaid. I have staff for that.
Would it be an intelligence roll? Or a logic?
Can I command him to wake?
I was going to say,
Brute.
if you just give me logic rolls, I guess.
Could I use scrutiny to see if his chest is, if he's breathing?
That
Yeah.
would most definitely be adequate, yes.
Cool.
Then I would like to use scrutiny to see if he's breathing.
At a
So
plus
would
20.
Oh, plus 20.
Whatever.
That was
Pass-
flat,
pass-
so...
Yeah, that's fine.
Fuck you!
Yeah, Jericus, one of them's still alive. The one that Mouse buckshot it. But like a lot of the buckshot of the Ripper gun got caught in the armor. He's unconscious and not in good shape, but he is alive for now.
I will tell Mouse to pick that one up, as he's still alive, and we should really get moving back to the ship right now before anyone else comes to see what the what the fuck.
Everybody, awareness tests. -10.
Roll. I mean,
Oh god. Oh my god.
Yes.
Jericus,
Oh, Jericus.
Jericus, you hear dogs barking in the distance, very faintly.
Mouse hurriedly shoves the dead knight's body.
Jericus
in the
hears
horses.
this.
All right.
Unless
Well, he's
you-
going to do that
unless-
anyway.
Fair enough. Yeah.
He's been told that we've got to get back quickly, so he's going to shove the dead
Yes,
one in. He doesn't want to
let's-
shove the. Take the
Let's
dead
move.
one.
Let's
Let's go
move.
for a jog.
Let's move right now. Full speed. Dogs are still going to find us. Yeah, we're going to just run.
Interesting.
The dogs can bite at the ship all
Yeah,
they want. They're
or-
not getting in.
We could pretend to flee from the noises. We heard loud bangs. We saw two knights bravely gallop off in our defence.
Do we think any of us are good enough at lying to pull that off?
Obviously, he
75
still
deceive.
thinks he's good enough.
Flat awareness test, everybody.
I
I
am
think we should just be going.
I am going to be running at this point.
Hendrickson, you hear the dogs.
Yeah, but Mouse
Yep.
Mouse is just gonna follow. The Seneschal seems to know what he's doing, so he's got this.
Mouse, run to the ship.
Yeah,
Now
okay.
he's got this knight tucked under his arm, and he's just clomping after.
Yep. Let's just book it back to the ship.
Okay.
I pretend like it's my idea.
Okay.
Mental note, lock him in the fucking cabin.
Okay, so for reference, he's basically planning on running, what, like, equivalent of 6 miles? So, sorry, the calculator.
This is getting further and further away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At first it was 3 miles.
It
now
was 2
it's 6.
kilometers a minute ago.
My apologies, yeah, sorry. It's supposed to be 3 miles, so that's...
3 miles. 5 kilometers.
Basically.
That's a nice brisk jog for Mouse.
Yep. 5 kilometers. Okay.
I've got
What's the
plenty of
plan?
agility.
I'm going to take a toughness test at a -20 from each of you.
Ugh.
How does this
Toughness test.
interact with my unnatural? Oh, that's horrible.
Ugh.
-20, you say?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Everything's going well this session.
Why not? Last roll. That's not a degree of failure, I suppose.
So, apparently none of you hit the treadmills very often. So, after a good
Gravity's hard.
after like a good 15 minutes of running as flat out as you can, which to be fair is not too bad. Pretty much all of you are like flagging and just tapping out at this point and need a break.
Okay, then we need to hide.
Can I get awareness test at -30 from everybody, please?
-30.
Yeah.
I mean, that does
It's
kind
a-
of suggest that
no.
we're further away.
Yes, that was the intention. I'm not necessarily expecting passes. So
Yeah, I would have had to
Yeah,
roll
I'm-
6
I'm-
or above.
Yeah.
that's okay. You reckon you're
But 16.
reasonably close to the ship at this point. You know, I mean, we'll assume 15 minutes of running took up about half an hour worth of walking. That'd be a fair, simple analog, right?
But we don't hear anything behind us, right?
Correct. You don't
Okay.
hear anything behind you.
That's a positive thing.
With all of our failed rolls.
Yeah, and pretty nasty feels as well. I was going to say, Jericus,
Then-
you're definitely not the worst off compared to the rest of them. Let's put it that way. Running away from the law is not something that you haven't done before, you know.
Okay. Then I guess we either start walking, or we try and hide and catch our breath and wait for whatever is trying to catch us to pass over. But if they've got dogs, they are probably going to smell us.
Keep walking, I'd say.
I mean, we do look kind of conspicuous. A giant man with a knife over his shoulder.
Okay.
Why don't we just make a scrap crown and put it on Mouse's head and claim he is Lord?
Oh yeah,
Theodore
He's
would not
got the
be
noble
okay with
bearing
this.
to pull that off.
yes, because Mouse being a lord would end all of our troubles.
Awareness -20, everybody.
-20, did you say?
Yep. Ah!
I'm not even sure Theodore's self-aware at this point.
I have something else written down in my in my other notes called foresight. Could I use that to contemplate to get a +10 or not?
Sure, why not?
Okay, so it's only a -10, and I still fail.
Hendrickson, you start hearing the dogs again.
Let's start jogging, boys!
Yeah, better start running, I guess.
Fair enough. So, well, by the time you make it back to the shuttle, can everybody give me toughness test at -30, please?
Ouch. Yes, Mouse.
Holy shit!
Oh my god. You didn't fuck up.
Well, lots of sex is good exercise.
I was going to say, by some miracle of cardio, Theodore manages to make it back.
It is the best form of exercise. I suppose. Especially if you're doing it with demons.
Fair enough. I mean, Hendrickson, Jericus. I mean, Hendrickson, you're flat out done. That -6. But yeah.
Carry me, mouse.
Well, he's making it back to the ship, like, completely fucking exhausted. Say Theodore and Mouse, you're probably the only two at this point that aren't gasping for breath in your entirety. And your knight starts waking up a little bit. Like you feel him sort of roll around a little tiny bit, as if he's sort of more sleeping now rather than being straight up out cold.
We really don't have time for him right now.
I mean, we're going in the ship, locking the ship, and strapping him to a chair, I assume.
Yeah.
I guess Mouse would find something to bind him with.
Just sit on him.
We want him
Yeah, no, I think that would finish him off entirely.
Just open all the wounds
Okay,
and squeeze
sit
him
him
like a
on
fucking
you.
yogurt tube.
We strap him to the same chair as Mouse. It's like in a caboose.
You could always just strap him to the front of Mouse like a papoose.
He's your fanny pack.
Yeah. Well,
It's like a day sack, but it's a night.
Well, meanwhile, on the ship, the ship crew, you two will, I assume, will have been tracking the progress of the cutter as it went down. You will note that at the very end, you were able to track it like quite well visually through the aspects. The sort of, the general sort of atmosphere sort of was reasonably clean when you decided to go down. And you noticed that instead of they got a little bit off track, and instead of going over here, they ended up over here.
Right, eh?
That's really about all, to be honest. That's what you noticed. Is the away team coming back to the ship now, or are you literally planning and staying and hiding and hoping that you don't get caught?
They have spears, they're not getting in the fucking cutter, are they?
No, but they can do enough damage to it. I would say we do go back to the ship and come back when it's night time or something like that. So it is easy to conceal ourselves, and maybe without Mouse or someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Mouse was really the problem this time round.
No, that's true. Maybe with someone who can blather their way out, or someone who can conceal themselves well enough so that he cannot be seen.
Talk about Monty Python references. But anyway. Well, what's the plan?
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go and tell the guys on the ship what happened.
This was just like Recon in force, right?
Well, I guess we got Lucius a new test subject, so
Yeah.
We are information gathering. That's what we're doing.
Yeah. And at least we know now that they're incredibly rude. And they deserve everything they're getting.
Fair enough. Okay, so back at the ship, Garviel, you get a little ping on the Auspex, or the thingamajig, the Ogryn, like a little activity alert that there is a ship coming out of atmosphere. They left about 4 or 5 hours ago at this point.
Do I know it's our ship?
Given the location and whatnot, yeah.
Okay,
it's not completely out of atmosphere yet, so you haven't got like an IFF or anything, but you know.
I'm still going to get the gunnery teams to track it just in case.
Fair enough.
Better to be safe than sorry.
Fair enough.
How?
And I suppose, Lucius, would you have this little alert set up, or?
I suppose so.
Yeah, why not? Okay.
I'd be make sure everything was being relayed down to him so he knew.
That would do. Okay, so you're both aware that the away team is on their way back.
I shall order, just in case, again, because he's used to this kind of thing, he'll order a medical team be in the landing bay.
Funny that. Yeah, fair enough. So, the half-hour transaction, whatever the transition would be roughly, into your orbital position. He's right back in the medbay, and your knight friend has woken up shortly before docking.
Slap him against the wall, mouse.
Do we have him restrained?
I mean, he's being hugged by Mouse at the moment, so that counts, right?
That definitely counts, yeah.
I wouldn't say knock him out. I'd say take him straight to Lucius.
If he's sort of struggling a little bit.
Yeah. Is he the? He's not the one that insulted me, is he?
No, he's the one that's like dimpled and like whose armor is dimpled and buckshot.
Cool.
And looks distinctly worse for wear. Mice, you would suspect, given the amount he winces every time you like bear hug him a little bit, that he's probably got like a broken collarbone or something along those lines.
Okay. I'm not hugging him too hard, just, so he can't wiggle free.
Yeah, he's sort of trying to struggle a little bit, but then very quickly stopping again, that sort of thing. Shouts along the lines of "Unhand me, free me now!" Except that's for fairly
I
generic
just kind
sort
of
of shit.
scowls at him a bit.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, he's right back to the ship. Whoever wants to be meeting them, coming off the cutter may do so.
Yeah, Lucius will be there.
Garviel wouldn't leave the bridge.
Okay. Fair enough.
Strict naval
Can I
discipline.
intimidate him into stopping just whinging at me?
Sure,
Yeah,
give me an
I'll help him.
give me an
Don't
intimidation
stop
at plus
wiggling,
30.
I'll break other things as well. So plus 30, you said?
Yeah, definitely.
I would just say to Mouse, don't worry, Mouse. It's not as though he's got anywhere to go.
He sort of scowls at you a little bit, but does stop. He sort of accepts his fate.
Oh, he's gonna lose his mind when he sees Lucius.
Yay! Wait, that's probably not the best reaction, but
How many D10 insanity points?
Okay. So,
I'll be
the
rolling a D100.
doors of the cutter open, and the away team is there with all green need and a little bit of mud in the boots, and quite frankly, they're contaminating the ship with dirt. But they're back with a friend.
Keith would speak up and say, I detect gunpowder residue.
Mouse is just going to dump this guy on. I presume there's like a gurney with the medical.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just going to dump this guy on the gurney and casually pin him down with one hand while they strap him onto it.
Holding a toddler at a dentist.
I summon the armourer. Whoever serviced these bolt pistols.
I know. What one of the many sort of minions will, I don't know, sort of low level NCOs of some sort will come on down from the armory.
Explain himself.
Yes.
Someone's going to get a short trip out the airlock.
Yeah.
I would acknowledge Lucius's comment about gunpowder, and I said things got a little bit out of hand. Maybe we could get some information from this guy, as being as we couldn't when we were down there. Well, information from anywhere where we went.
Indeed, I'm truly shocked it went not according to plan. He's going to look down at this point at the captive. What does he wear? He's like, what is he wearing? What does he look like?
Fairly basic sort of like plate mail, I suppose. Fairly standard Mountain Knight. Not dissimilar from the token I had up, I suppose. For reference, it was that. It seemed reasonably well constructed. You describe it as, you know, Castlesmithy level, if you want to put it that way. You know, obviously, you know, multiple sets are made for multiple nights, but it's reasonably well crafted.
The prince.
Is he bound?
He other than by my stare, no.
Is he blindfolded?
No.
Is he disarmed?
Yes, I would assume so.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
He's not.
Well, he's ready to be restrained. I mean, he's on the gurney at this point.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's spending like, all the time just like looking around and very visibly see his head moving.
Okay. With the minions that Lucius would have come to the deck with, like a little pair of, what's it called? Yeah, the one with the sense of barrier, the one with the book. I don't know. He would.
Yeah.
Get some sort of binding rags. You know, get his hands tied behind his back, and judging by his armlet he's wearing, he would cover up the vision slits with a bit of wrapping.
Sure.
Then he would speak to the party and say, "Your security procedures are quite lacking."
It's okay. If he goes and tells anyone if we release him, he'll just sound like a madman.
Indeed,
Yeah,
provided
why would we take him back down there?
provided this man was
Exactly.
not from a feudal world, his ability to hear and see everything could have been proven to be problematic.
Yes, but we judged it would be feudal from before we landed, did we not?
Indeed, but this was an unnecessary risk.
Indeed,
We know almost nothing. I guess at this point Lucius would just turn away, seeing as there's nothing else for them to talk to, and he would lead this guy off to an interrogation room.
Okay.
Oh, he would also request some armorers with him to take off his plate mail and stuff, his plate armor.
Sure. Okay, so when you get him into the thingamajig, you get him into the interrogation room and get the armor off him. You realize that instead of hair, he's got like I don't know, bird plumage might be the best way of putting it. Instead of hair, it seems like a crest of feathers, like along his scalp, and not like, you know, sewn in, like grown, like, you know, a mitten of
interesting.
some sort.
So all the rest of his hair, not feathers.
It doesn't seem to have any other hair.
Is anyone else attending Lucius in the interrogation room, by the way?
Jericus will.
I send a message through to once you're done with the armor, just get decontaminated and put in the trophy room.
Okay, seeing it's just a couple of dudes in the interrogation room at this point. Well, how is he acting? I'm guessing he's pretty alienated.
Yeah, very much so. He's he's very like closed in at the minute and doesn't really know what to do with himself.
Okay.
Blown away would be a bit of an understatement. He's very confused.
I think there's something that's been left out that I think's an important detail, if you don't mind me saying, Phil.
Of course.
What kind of language is he using when he's communicating?
It's some variation of Low Gothic. It's you can understand him, but it's weird. Yeah.
He's got a funny accent.
Yeah, pretty much what we sort of discussed post-session last time. It's, you know, it's
Welsh.
Deep Welsh versus deep South in America. You know, that sort of. It's. But apparently everybody's speaking the same language, but it's a bit Bit weird.
The dialects are different.
Very much so.
So, like you then.
Something like that.
Flap.
Okay.
We can't all be English.
We tried. We tried.
Okay. So. Lucius would unbind the man. It's clear he's not taking like an aggressive or intimidating route. He's probably already intimidated enough by scaring the shit out of him. It's Lucius's hypothesis that he's not going to be cooperative if we take that route. So he's going to unbind him, try and afford him some form of courtesy.
Gently with your spider legs.
And he'll speak to the man. Are there any other physical anomalies, by the way?
Yeah. Give me a Medicaid roll. Plus 20, I suppose.
Fucking shit rolls today. Good grief.
Fair enough. You notice that he's got like, I don't know, kind of like almost like a spider spinneret or something like that. Like halfway up one of his forearms.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so it's biological. It's not like some sort of weird implant.
It's all biological, yeah.
Spider spinneret?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So Lucius would speak to the man, and in Low Gothic, obviously, and say, I apologize for any distress caused planetside. And I'm sure this environment is extremely unusual for you. Do you need water, food?
Actually, on seeing Lucius for the first time properly, he goes from the general, like confusion and whatnot, as if he's seen something familiar, but is in complete awe. He like it's that shocked. I don't know. I think you describe it. He's looking at Lucius almost like as if he's some sort of god or something along those lines.
Heresy.
He just says, I have not met a holy guardian before, my lord. I do not know what to do. I will take your hospitality if that's what you wish.
Alright, so theories are running at racing pace now through Lucius's mind.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, I guess he would signal to one of his minions in... Oh no, they can't speak binary, can they? Whatever. He'll just signal to one of his...
Dude, you mean... Yeah, come on. Any like, mid-level, like, tech priest can speak binary.
Okay. It's not an important request. He'll just request, like, food and water or some shit.
Yeah.
Okay, he'll continue. He's noting this down, and he's got some theories, but he's going to continue regardless. He'll sit down at the table opposite the man, and he'll ask, "What's your name?"
Fuck. Why do I always forget the name? None of you ever fucking ask for names, and now that you fucking asking for it, damn it.
But that's because the negotiating part of the team forgot how to negotiate.
Yeah.
One half.
It's
was,
not my fault they both jammed.
One half was. Okay, you was taking the American response.
Yeah, very much so.
I was actually still hiding in case you did get carried off by them, and so I could go back to the ship and tell the ship that... Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
You can't fly.
I can't fly, can I? I don't know what I was trying to do.
Have a good go at it.
One half of the negotiation.
Or so I could try and
team
break you out or something.
was
I don't know.
hiding, the other half was...
Again, the guy seems like he's like surprised he's being talked to by such a figure, and he says, "My Lord Guardian, my name is Eli."
Very well, Eli. Could you describe what your occupation is?
I'm a Knight of the Vale, my lord. I protect the citizens of, bandits and the like. It's, I'm very proud to do so.
Because I accompanied Lucius to the interrogation room, would I be in the room with him, or?
Yeah, of course.
I think Mouse would be there as well, just making sure he doesn't misbehave.
Okay, I guess Lucius will continue. Not really wanting to shed too much info. Could you give us the name of the largest settlement in the area? Or perhaps the name of your hometown?
It's like, yes, my lord. I'm from Grey Banner. That's where I was patrolling near. The capital is the Vale of Terra. That's where I learned my craft.
How many people live in the Vale of Terra, roughly?
Sort of things for it's about 50,000.
That's very small.
There are many settlements around, my lord. We've spread across the whole continent since the founding many decades ago.
From your understanding, how long ago was the founding?
These are things for a second. The Holy Records claim it is 800 years of Terra. Our own years, it's about 500.
And are you aware of any details regarding the founding, or is this lost to time?
My lord, I assumed you would know. But no, it's not really my responsibility. We've been, that's more for a holy man. I'm afraid.
I see. So Lucius will turn and speak in Rogue Trader Cant to the Seneschal at this point, and he'll ask the question: shall we be honest about ourselves at this point, or shall we keep up this charade?
It seems that this founding of theirs gives them this. Well, probably that they they can think of where we come from.
Okay, he'll turn back to the man, and he'll ask, whom do you worship?
The Great Guardian, my lord.
Sounds. I would say this in Trader Cant. Sounds like our very own, or your very own Omnissiah.
He'll reply in Rogue Trader Cant and say, perhaps he seems to recognize me or something that looks like me. So I would summarize that there is something planet-side that's in tune with the Mechanicum.
I have a question, by the way. Did any of you take this guy's spear, or did you just disarm him and leave it?
I mean, no, Mouse didn't pick up his weapons.
That's fine. Okay, carry on.
Yeah, I was too busy picking up mine.
Oh dear. Perhaps this great guardian of theirs, this Titan we're looking for.
Lucius will continue speaking to this dude, and he'll say, humour me, and describe the great guardian.
My lord, we've never seen the Great Guardian. It's the it's the Lord Guardian, such as yourselves, that have told us that is why the settlements have been established, to protect and rally those who would seek to harm the Great Guardian in his slumber.
Definitely the Titan.
Perhaps. Okay, well they've never seen it, so it's either not nearby or it's like buried underground or some shit.
Perhaps you should ask him if there are any of your kind left on the world.
That's a good question, actually. Yeah, he'll ask. How many are there on my kind, planetside?
None, Lord Guardian. Many. The last of you were seen generations ago. We were of course left the holy teachings and have been following them to the letter ever since. But it is a great honor to be approached by one such as yourself.
Perhaps it's maybe time to build yourself some extra capacitance and go planetside.
My lord,
You might be able to find these ancient teachings.
If I may ask a question of you.
Yeah, he'll nod. Lucius nods.
Were these thugs sent to abduct me to this strange place in your orders? And he's looking rather disgustedly at Jericus. It seems to have found some sort of spine. Now that I would assume he feels like Lucius might protect him or something like that. And it's,
Okay.
yeah.
Is any of this being relayed to Theodore?
I mean, it can be, you know, there could be a picked feed if you want to have a picked feed set up, but I wouldn't assume that'd be an automatic process.
Lucius will respond to his question. He's not going to lie, and he'll say, "By my orders, no."
He looks a little bit relieved, but at the same time confused. You haven't betrayed him, but he's still a little bit skeptical.
I understand that the situation is perhaps overwhelming and confusing, and I severely doubt that there is any kind of explanation that will grant you solitude or peace. So I wouldn't even bother attempting to explain it. But do know this, you will be returned safely to the planet, and your services may be required later.
Saying that confused him to fuck, in that I'm not on the planet? What do you mean?
Lucius is contemplating like bringing him to like a window or something. Just to show
I would switch to Low Gothic at this point, and I would ask him, "What do you know of the time before the founding?"
He sort of shrugs, and the founding was the dawn of our civilization.
Do you know where it come from?
The Great Guardian brought us here, and his servants.
Do you know where the Great Guardian came from? And his servants?
No?
Then perhaps it's best not to explain.
Lucius's idea sounded tempting. Should just let him stare into the warp. That sounds like a great
Oh
idea.
God, no.
Yeah, that's a good point. Can he look up? Because if you look into the warp, you're fucked. But if you look up, they're looking into the warp.
No, it's not like
atmosphere in the way.
Yeah, all that
Science.
sort of stuff. Yeah, science is in the way. You know, it's not. You know, you it is a
The planet is shielded from the warp.
Well, yeah, it's a bubble within the warp. So obviously some fuckery's going on. Whether it be, well, I mean, I'll tell you for free, it's not some sort of technological occurrence that it's one of those weird freaks of the Imperium that this planet is untouched.
So Lucius is going to ask one or two more questions. He's going to ask, where do you think you were when you first woke up?
Some sort of strange car, my lord, made up of material I've never seen before.
A car, did he say?
A cart.
A cart, okay. Alright, that's basically confirmed it. And he'll ask another question, and he'll say, what would you describe as the pinnacle of your technology?
Sort of thinks for a second. Our artificers are particularly proud of the dynamo attachments for our weapons, my lord.
Okay,
The
yeah,
what
he nods in
attachment, sorry?
understanding.
Dynamo.
The what attachments? So, what did he say? Lucius understood, but what did he say?
Oh, the words he said, dynamo attachment.
Oh, okay. Ah, okay, yeah, I get it. Okay, yes, that's confirmed another bunch of theories.
I turn to Lucius and in Trader Cant will say dynamo attachments.
He'll respond and say, they're capable of creating power weapons in Rogue Trader Camp. Or or power weapons to that effect.
Interesting.
Well, to a point.
That negate the field, the ionosphere.
It's possible after 800 years they've managed to find some sort of workaround.
Possible.
Okay, Lucius will turn back to Eli, and he'll say, well, Eli, for now we'll retire you to quarters. You will be needed in the future, but my compatriots and I require some time for discussion. Be assured that you'll not be harmed, you'll be cared for, and so forth.
My lord, surely you don't treat these thugs as equals.
Oh no, of course not. You don't know whether Lucius is being truthful or not, for the others in the room.
He is. Let's be honest.
Eli looks revealed. His entire view of the world hasn't quite exploded yet.
However, as we transport you to your quarters, your temporary quarters, you will be blindfolded.
He looks confused, but sort of goes with it, I guess.
Yeah, we'll just explode his tiny mind if we show him like anything that's going on. Okay, cool. Yeah, Lucius' order is blindfolding from whatever adepts is still in the room. And he'll take him to some like supervised like spare quarters or something and keep him like locked in for now. Keep him fed and hydrated and so forth.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Unless anyone has any further questions. Or by anyone, I mean Mouse and Jericus.
Again, I don't think Mouse is going to think of anything intelligent to ask, to be fair.
To be honest, I think we've asked all that I wanted to ask anyway.
Okay, sweet. We'll do what I said then, Phil.
Okay.
Also, I would tell Lucius, upon hearing about the weapons, maybe we should take scans or samples of his armour and see what it's actually made of. I doubt it's normal steel.
Yes, naturally. It's a shame we didn't pick up his spear.
Okay. I was gonna say we haven't had a break yet, so we'll have a 5-minute break, then go on for another 3/4 of an hour to an hour sort of thing.
Yeah, that works for me.
Yep.
If no one's any
Yeah,
rush
that's
tonight.
cool, man.
Yeah.
No rush.
I'm
Cool.
good.
I'm gonna go get something to drink. Here we.
Yeah.
Back, I just realised it swapped over to the fucking Skyrim tracks.
I don't really see an issue.
Yeah, it's working. You know, it's actually hilarious. We haven't actually gotten to any of the content I planned for today yet.
Well, gloriously, let's sort of that.
Which is totally fine. I really like how this has ended up.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
You know, though, I do have to say there is a common theme cropping up
Go on.
about people forgetting to pick weapons up.
Which is ironic because if it's some other sorts of weapons, they tend to not go unnoticed for very long. You know what? It seems to be just melee weapons.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Ranged weapons get snatched up, but melee weapons, it's like they're invisible.
That's because, as a general rule, we tend to be using long-range combat. Melee weapons aren't that great at long range.
Or if Mouse tried hard enough, he could throw his Ripper gun and, you know, turn his bayonet into a spear.
This is actually true.
Then again, if Mouse tried to think hard enough, he'd give himself a headache.
I don't need to do
We'll see
that.
little sparks flying out of his implants.
That too.
Oh shit, implants. Did we attach extra capacitors to his implants?
Well, we'll have to attach extra capacitors to this.
Oh, that's true, yeah, we must have done something with the bonehead implants to get them to continue working.
I'm
Didn't
just going
even think of that.
to because I completely forgot as well. We're just going to say my head felt quite warm.
What's these bonehead implants? Tell me.
Basically, like extra brain capacity for Ogryns. They're yeah.
I'm back.
Okay.
Did we win?
Welcome back.
I forgot I was going to ask, but I was going to ask about his feathers, but
Could have been a ticklish subject.
we're going to have to put some extra capacitors on Lucius.
Nah, it's just, but you better just like trying to cage him up or something like that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We can't just plug into the ship and discharge energy that way.
Yeah, that would work. I mean, to be fair, you do like it's one of those weird ones. When you do have that, like, it's the potential coil or something like that.
Mhm.
Need some sort of discharge, but
You could just can you just not discharge the energy? The energy. No, just every so often. You know, an electrical burst or something.
Is that like the equivalent of flatulence?
Yeah, actually, yes.
in this context, it probably would be. Yeah.
We could attach a Tesla coil to it and give everyone around him in a 20-foot square fucking electric shock.
Okay. Shall we go back to it
What
then?
did I just walk into?
We're
You know
discussing.
how keeping Lucius safe.
Yes. You could argue that the fact he's literally cased in metal will act as a Faraday cage and get everything grounded faster than it would like interfere with anything. Maybe.
Oh yeah, because his legs could be like kind of like grounding wires, aren't they? Kind of
Pretty
thing.
much, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but at the same time, the idea is that it's like a constant bombardment of stuff. So yeah, whatever. I will make a decision that at the exact moment I have to. So, what's the plan, guys?
Well, some of us aren't aware of what's going on in the interrogation chamber, so
Good
Yeah.
point.
Yes.
So after the interrogation happens and the Eli's confined to some quarters wherever, Lucius would call a meeting in the briefing room. And I guess everyone would attend.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
In the interest of time and not repeating absolutely everything, Lucius will relay all the key information that he gleaned from Eli. So he's a Knight of the Vale. He's from a town called Greybanner. The capital's called the Vale of Terror, with a population of 50,000. Founding of this place was about 800 years ago, and they worship and protect something called the Great Guardian, but they don't know what it is. And the Great Guardian is apparently what caused the founding. They're also abhumans, technically. They have some bird-like mutations, and that's all the information that he'll relay at the moment. And I guess he'll continue and say, "I have a number of theories as to what the Great Guardian is, but more importantly, the Eli, the Knight of the Vale, he opens up a few doors for us in terms of making this whole operation easier."
From what you've described, Lucius, I would say that you open up the doors.
Yes, I was getting to that, but Eli, being as he's a local and he knows the area, he can act as both a guide and a something of a cultural translator, as it were.
There's only one problem with that. He thinks us all thugs, and I assume he wouldn't be very eager to cooperate without Lucius there.
I have thought on that. I think we should act as though Lucius is in charge, and any commands from the Lord Captain should be done in Rogue Trader Camp, but to all extent and you get what I mean, the same.
And
Can't remember
purposes.
Yes. For all intents and purposes, perhaps we should act like Lucius is in charge.
Yes, this was the plan I was theorizing. But when we are actually on the ground, we need to essentially try and find the holy records of the town itself, and that should be able to glean us some more information.
I doubt they would let us into the holy records, though, on the word of a knight of a veil, without so much as an appearance from their holy guardian, as we might say.
Yes, that's what I meant. But the knight would be able to lead us there, and that's why. That's why I will be. I don't know.
Descending.
Perhaps we should find a way to try and protect Lucius from the atmosphere, from the ionosphere or whatever.
Or we find a very big red cloak for Mouse.
I think Lucius would be fine.
You think?
Yeah.
Do you think?
Find out.
Do you think, Lucius, that this great guardian they described could be the Titan?
Possibly. As Eli said, they haven't really. They've not laid eyes on it, but they did say that the Great Guardian was responsible for the founding. So, this is
what was the name of the ship we were looking for? Do you have it in the notes?
Just we're looking for the Titan carrier.
Yeah, I don't think we had any ship name.
No.
But it's reasonable to assume that as being as the guardians of the Titan seem to be tech priests.
It seems maybe that the tech priests were the only ones to survive to get down to the surface, possibly along with some maybe younger humans.
Yeah, it's possible. As being as they were trying to colonize worlds, the tech priests started such colonies before their electronics went kaput and they died out. So I would say it's safe to assume that Lucius would be able to survive upon the surface for a few years at least, because if they weren't there to found the civilization and submit this and like have this foundation of this worship, they wouldn't have been able to survive for this, so it would be safe to assume that has happened.
But again, I think for this to work, in sight of them, we have to act as though Lucius is our commander.
Yes.
Cool. I'm on board with this, but I'm not quite sure how Theodore would deal with this. He's quite egotistical.
Well, you can still give them orders in Rogue Trader Camp in a language they don't understand.
Yeah.
And it can be purely explained as a private means of communication between the Guardian and his loyal minions.
Okay, we have a plan then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I need to pretend that you are the person in charge, and you are some sort of holy guardian. Cool.
Yes, indeed. Technology-wise, the civilization is archaic, so to my knowledge, they don't even have black powder rifles. So any display of firearms such as those would be worrying.
Yeah, but it also seems that their weapons are some sort of force weapons, as you explained it to me there.
Yes, they have some kind of power weapon.
But none of us thought pick up his spear, so. Is the armor Have you examined it yet, or does it take more time?
No, we've not had a chance to examine it yet, but I suspect it's nothing too special. There's nothing technical on the armor, right? When we disarmed him, Phil?
No.
Yeah, it's very likely just some sort of steel. Unenhanced.
Cool. Shall we get this show on the road then?
Yes, first we need to equip correctly for it, otherwise we'll...
I would recommend giving
this
the
down?
armor a little once over, though.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I sent it off for cleaning and presenting, so I imagine, somebody would have had a
Yeah, can
chance to
I
have a look.
a trade armor at a +20?
Perhaps this knight might want his armor back, for when we return him, he can have his standing.
That is a good point. We don't want to appear like we're taking anything off him.
Oh yeah, of course. But, yeah, my initial, when I was fully convinced we were just going to kill him, that's why I requested. I didn't mean that we have to stand by it. Obviously, give him back his arm.
Indeed, Lucius could even make a point that his armour had been cleaned and repaired as befitting his status now he was in the company of a great guardian. He could maybe put that into the confidence builder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting.
Do you get what I mean, Lucius? You could actually use that as part of, an award for him being in the presence of such a great guardian.
Yeah, I get your point. I was saying interesting about the discovery of my role.
My apologies, Lucius.
I guess this would just be word coming from the armourer, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you were... Well, if Lucius himself was examining it, that's
Yeah,
thing.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, but I guess people would just be on the box. He would relay over his combi that the armor is actually quite a lot more sophisticated than we first thought. It seems like they've got the metal composition absolutely spot on. So they are archaic, but they're essentially at their peak of their current technology, if that makes sense. So their armor is a lot thicker than, well, not thicker. It's a lot tougher than what we would have imagined. But of course, if we want this Eli to be our guide on the planet, we'll there's no doubt that we'll give him his suit of armor back.
Yeah.
Equipment-wise, again, so that we don't creep this guy out and panic all the people on the planet, I'd recommend perhaps concealing compact weapons beneath appropriate robes and cloaks. And if you do display weapons, keep them primitive.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, obviously, I would still want my bolters on me, but I would send them for going over. Incense oils, all that.
Okay, at this point, Lucius has returned to Eli, and with some armor and minions in tow, carrying his plate.
I was going to say, you can have it fixed up fairly easily. Like you could literally use scrap materials from the ship and return it to like pretty much the same level of armor. Like it's very compatible. I think might be a good way of putting it.
Okay. Yeah, he'd return to Eli with his plate armor. Oh no, he and his non-frightening minions would be the only ones that he would see come in his quarters. How is he faring?
He's sort of, I don't know. He's fairly content that you were the one to come to him. He immediately stands up and gives respectful bow, not a oh my god I'm so fealty sort of thing. It's the nice stiff half bow. You expect a manservant or something like that to give, that sort of thing.
Okay, cool. Lucius would speak up and say, as promised, your armor's been returned to you, although I can't. We didn't manage to pick up your weapon. My servants here can don your plate, but at this stage, I will require your assistance.
He goes a little bit white when he realizes that his spear isn't part of this, and he's like, my lord, the spears are they're custom built for every knight. If it's lost in the woods, I will lose my honor and my title as a Knight of the Vale. Is there any way this can be recovered?
I mean, if they found the horses and the body of the other knight with the hounds, then they'd have found the weapons, we could assume.
He was unconscious at that point, he's got no idea.
Oh, this is annoying. Lucius does not say that. I guess he would curse in binary or something. You say, yes, we can make best efforts to return your spear.
He visibly relaxes.
At this point, he was about to wonder whether or not their previous landing site would be marked, like chemically or something, but that's obviously a no. Okay, once this dude's got his armor plate donned again, Lucius is going to say, once again, Eli, I'm afraid you'll need to be blindfolded on the way to our cart.
He's not quite buying that it's a cart. You can tell that, but he's going with the ignorance is bliss sort of side of things at this point, and accepts his fate as it is your word.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, he'll lead him down to the gun cutter. Oh yeah, prep wise, shit. I'm not sure what to take, actually. I don't think I actually need to take anything, really.
I basically think you could take anything you wanted with you, because it would just appear as an extension of yourself. Do you get what I mean? Because you in yourself, they're used to, so anything you had on you probably wouldn't look untoward.
He'll take a mono sword anyway, or his axe. The axe is going to lose like penetration if it's turned off, right?
Oh yes, it'll be a standard. I'll consider it a mono axe. Otherwise, it'll still be unbalanced good quality, and then a pen 1, and you lose like 5 damage off or something, don't you? Like D10 plus 1 or plus 2 at most. Probably.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Whatever. That's no better than a power sword, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bow. That's it. I wanted to take a bow just in case we get we're out in the sticks. You'll take a bow because they're common for some reason.
Okay.
I'm sure there's all sorts of bizarre ancient weaponry on a rogue trader's ship, so he'll take one of those.
Sure, why not?
I'm sure there's one in the dueling room or something.
Sure.
What's everyone else taking? Or is everyone just taking out what they normally took beneath some robes or something?
Am I staying on the ship this time, or are we putting someone else in charge of the ship?
So somebody else can most definitely be in charge of the ship, given it's just it's effectively in mooring, so you're not required.
Is Max going down again?
Yeah. Let's get everybody down at this point so we can unfold this a bit more.
Bess is a bit. Sorry, go on.
Okay, yeah, Lucius is going to take. He'll just take an auto gun from the armory and his axe, and that's basically it. like 3 mags for his autogun or something.
That'll do.
And he'll
There
get
a
in
giant
this
ass
cutter.
warhammer that Mouse can have.
An unactivated thunder hammer.
Fuck it. We'll say there's a quote great hammer around somewhere, which is in reality like probably more like just like a slab of metal on a pole.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll call it a great hammer. I'll put the stats in your thing.
A long stretch
I'll
of
use the
rebar,
warhammer stats
large
and see
piece
if
of
we want to tweak
concrete.
those next time.
Garviel will keep his
Oh, no.
thunder hammer, but obviously deactivated.
Yep.
And he'll go onto the bridge and place S in its holder above, his station,
Yeah.
and then tap whoever's on his left and say, "Any scratches, your target practice," and just leave the bridge and go and get himself a bow or a crossbow,
Okay. That's good.
and obviously some arrows.
I think that's right.
Armor-wise, he's going to look at his own armor and ask for a picture of the guy's armor. Does it look in any way similar?
No. Oh no. Don't worry. It's 2d10 for great weapons. Because there's no way an Ogryn-sized hammer is going to be.
Oh, right, sorry,
Yeah.
that was aimed at me.
Don't worry. Yep.
Would it just look like a fancier set of armor?
Garviel's armor. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very obviously like some sort of naval issue stuff. Like it's very much naval officer's armor. I mean, I suppose the easy solution is just get a big old cloak.
Yeah, he'll just, in that case, that's what he'll do. He'll go and get a big old cloak, and he'll suggest to Lucius that, being as his weapon looks a little bit fancy and his armour looks a little bit fancy, that he could fulfil the role of Lucius's chief protector.
Yeah, that works. Okay, Lucius will just get on the cutter if he's ready.
See how everyone else has a cloak. Mouse is going to go and procure, basically like a, I don't know, like a giant duvet or something.
I was about to say bed
Just
sheet.
drape it around his shoulders.
I was going to say, rip a pair of curtains from his quarters or something.
Yeah, okay,
Well,
let's say
didn't
that.
you
somewhere
actually
he
do that?
He procures a pair of curtains.
You did actually get some material, didn't you, and bring it back to the ship?
The awning material.
That's it.
Yeah, okay, we'll say that then. The stripy awning material is my fancy cloak.
Would it be unreasonable to say that I could conceal this bolt gun?
Like I said, we'll be doing concealment rolls on it. So since it's a full basic weapon, it's going to be like, I think it's a -20 for those, if I remember right, off the top of my head. But, since you have concealment, that's going to be a lot easier for you. So
If it's a concealment roll, I also have the camoline cloak too.
and that can count in maybe slightly for concealing a weapon specifically. But yeah.
Camoline cloak is only for the person. It wouldn't help with a concealed weapon.
Pretty much, yeah.
Then I might
Wouldn't
just
it be-
take a bolt pistol instead and use that.
Wouldn't it be like a sleight of hand check?
No,
concealing the
you're
weapon.
concealing it
No.
versus somebody else's perception, basically.
I see.
Unless they're unless someone was frisking you and you wanted to just try and move the pocket it's in while you're being frisked, that that would be a sleight of
I see.
hand. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, what's the plan? Are we just strolling into town and declaring the second coming of the Guardians? Or what? How are we going about this? Are we going to try and be sneaky again?
No, sneaky's not going to work. It did not work last time. I doubt it's going to work this time.
No,
Cool.
I would just say walk straight up into town and knock on the door of this priest's or this church, whatever they formed, and ask to look at the sacred texts.
Yeah, basically.
I think we should
Cool.
let Spider Psycho take the lead.
Lucius,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm just
Sorry,
wondering if Constantine could be your herald, sort of strolling into town and commanding people onto their knees and proclaiming you're coming.
No, let's not. Let's just stroll into town as a group with Lucius in the front.
We've got to find that dude's weapon first.
That too.
Garviel isn't going to hide his bolt pistol. He's going to attach it in such a way that it looks like a clasp around the neck of his cloak.
That's interesting.
That is a big clasp.
Yeah, but a bolt pistol isn't overly huge, not a human-sized one.
It's still pretty chunky. It's like
Yeah,
Okay.
but he's going to openly display it, but not in any way that it shows as a weapon. Do you get what I mean?
Sure, that's gonna be some weird rolls, but okay. I'm not against it.
Anyway, let's get going, I reckon. And
Yep.
Okay, so are you gonna try for the same landing site again?
yes.
Okay. That makes life easy. Okay. First roll for flying upper atmosphere, -20, spacecraft.
Can I actually assist him as co-pilot?
Yeah, sure. -10 then. Okay, well, still a massive failure. You get a reroll on that.
Anyway,
I'll-
'cause 3.
Yeah, reroll on -10 then.
Nice.
Since you got a co-pilot. Lovely. And stage 2, this can be a flat roll now. Okay.
Not nice.
Uh,
I get
Bumpy?
to reroll every time though, don't
yeah,
I?
you do.
Fuck.
Okay, just
Bumpy.
pretty fucking bumpy, yep.
We
And
hit a goose.
entering atmosphere, flyers flat.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's chunky.
Okay, cool.
While it was bumpy, I said to the knight, "Oh, you're finally awake then."
You're
God.
you're a
Fuck
plant.
off. Get out.
Get out.
The shuttle crashes, we all die.
Campaign over. See you later. Get your new characters in for next week, and
You see a weird warpy fucking bubble appear on the side of the hull, and there we see a second Constantine appear.
So next week you'll be serving under rogue trader Scythia Constantine. Her cousin has been missing for 3 years now, and you guys have been the new crew to rustle up to try and figure out what happened to them.
I shall roll a rattling called Kronk.
I'm just saying, if there's a party wipe, I'm totally doing that.
Pull the lever, Crunk.
The mini Crunk couldn't ever reach the fucking lever. Anyway.
Sorry.
So, you back to the landing site, and Eli gives it looks back around at the quote carriage, and sort of stumbles a little bit, and it's like, "Is this the carriage we travelled in, my lord? How? It's bigger than the forest."
Oh, I get what it means. Perhaps I'll show you later.
Okay, you're dealing with it. So points out, where Grey Banner is, and starts leading us on through the forest. Eventually, you're sort of getting back towards where the encounter happened, and it's worth pointing out he hasn't tried to claim retribution for his friend yet. That may be worth taking note. Get back to the site, and there is a medium to large crowd around it. Before he's just in the edge of visual range, dogs start barking, and your approach has definitely been noted.
Damn it! It was my hope that everything would be nice and quiet.
At this point, Mouse starts trumpeting the ceremonial kazoo, and actually, an Ogryn-sized kazoo would be pretty loud.
Ogryn-sized.
In all fairness,
Vuvuzela.
I was going to say just be a vuvuzela, yeah. Oh, you know the fucking ear trumpet, they were doing fucking Shrek, the last one. That's basically that. Whatever. Yeah, I try to forget that movie as well. Anyway, how are you gonna handle this?
Well, there's no avoiding it.
Yep. So, do I go forward and command them to their knees before the Sacred Guardian?
I don't know. Do you?
I relay the plan in Rogue Trader Camp to our Sacred Guardian.
I will also suggest in Rogue Trader Camp that perhaps asking the knight to go forward and announce you may be the correct way to go.
He might announce that we need to die.
I'm
not sure.
Also in Rogue Trader Camp.
And also he
suggest
doesn't
that
have...
Armored doesn't take the lead on this one.
That's just more heads for Mouse to bash, so he doesn't really see a problem with that.
Mouse is just thinking there's. I
did get really unlucky with the C4 last time.
Let's not take that risk.
Twice.
Okay, let's figure out what we're doing. Yeah, Lucius would respond to Theodore and just say yes, I guess. Unless anyone else has a better idea.
Fuck it.
Okay, so be it.
Cool. I put on my best orator voice and proclaim the coming of our Grand Guardian,
Holy Guardian or something.
Holy Guardian, and pray they attend.
Okay, I will take a fellowship at a -10 because it is Lord Guardian, not Holy Guardian.
No.
Yeah. So it's fellowship at a -10 in that one.
Fellowship.
Maybe I should have done this.
We have good fellowship.
Squeaky bum.
Yep.
You passed.
I have better. Probably could have gone with a bladder, but yeah.
Considering how well it went last time, I think we'll just take the fellowship.
Yeah, we'll take it.
So the crowd is definitely coming your way. They don't appear happy or they're definitely going to start prostrating themselves or anything like that. There are torches and pitchforks because it's turning towards early evening at this rate, and you would say a good chunk of the village has been out after hearing the thunderous booms of your bolt pistols earlier. Sort of one of the sort of young ladies in the crowd, upon seeing Eli, just sort of runs towards him and gives him a rather large hug and like, oh, I thought you were dead, all this sort of stuff. And the rest of the crowd sort of moves past them, and sort of I wouldn't say sort of surround you in sort of like a half circle, and sort of rather gruff old looking dude demands that you explain this blasphemy, having admittedly not noticed Lucius just yet.
Does he use the word blasphemy?
Yes.
I throw that back at him and gesture to my spider-legged companion. Yeah.
I suppose, yeah, Lucius would step forwards at this point. I guess he would just like step forwards, make sure he's seen. He wouldn't say anything or do anything.
So there's a sort of a low chatter and a sort of gasp from the crowd, and there's that sort of like very very audible like intake of breath, and like a half step back for those that were closest to Lucius when he stepped forward, and it's like two or three people of the crowd of like 50 or so, like straight up like drop to their knees. They bend the knee, you know, Game of Thrones style, as it were. And if you're definitely a little bit more skeptical, you know, some of the crowd's won over. The rest are just waiting for somebody to take lead, really.
Okay. At this point, Lucius is going to raise his right hand and perform a luminant discharge.
Good call. So pretty much the rest of the crowd, like, they just, whoo! And the rest of them get on their knees as well, following suit of the few before. And one of the ones closest, so Eli at the back, sort of recovering from sort of having calmed his lady down, is it's like, yes, the Lord Guardian has returned to check our progress, and my lord, why are you here? We thought you'd all left us.
Okay, at this point, this would basically like require all lying and social skills, which is not what he's good at. So he's going to refer. God, you fuckers can't speak binary, so I can't say this to you in like a split second. So he's quickly just going to refer to either the Seneschal or Theodore in Rogue Trader Camp and asks, Blather, give me a good reason, quick.
I turn up the charm and say that we have come to free you from your bollocks. What was the word? We've come to free you from it. Yeah, your what's the word? Ignorance. We've come to free you from your ignorance and give you the knowledge that has been withheld from you for so long. And yeah, essentially just keep blathering along those sort of lines.
Cool. I'm going to be taking a blather. Yeah. I'm going to call that a flat test because the actual blathering was shit, but the situation's going to give you a bit more.
Yeah.
Is it possible to try and sneak around and give the knight's his weapon back or not?
Oh, okay. Well, I'll take some stealthy checks if you want to try and do that.
Yeah, sure.
Can I also say something quickly in Rogue Trader to Lucius?
Yes, but whatever it is irrelevant, and the blathering will have taken effect by that point, as it were. Like,
okay.
Yeah, I'm going to consider this after. I'm going to like add on to the blather. I'll take the concealment rolls just to start with. Sorry, it's more silent move is probably more appropriate. Give me silent move. Pretty distracted, +10.
Jesus Christ!
Rolling today is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Only when it counts.
I believe.
Oh wow. Yeah, nobody notices you, regardless.
Had 2 interrupted.
Cool. We'll take the blather test, and I will tell you all about the lovely, lovely spare.
It's enough.
It is enough. Nobody's like really rebelling against what you said. You know, some of them aren't entirely convinced, but are nonetheless going with it for now. What is Garviel going to be passing on to Lucius?
You're just quickly going to say, perhaps you could say you're on a pilgrimage to the Great Guardian.
I think we should discover some more information from that.
Technically not lying.
It's not a lie.
Better than I did.
Okay. Jericus, you know, sneaking around, you remember where the spear dropped and blah blah blah. Nobody's actually found it yet, amazingly. That's a couple of those rolls before earlier. So I'm picking it up. You recognize what is probably the dynamo attachment that was referred to earlier. It's some sort of pretty much what it sounds like, a dynamo, in that there's like a coiled spring which obviously gets wound up. Then there's like a releasing mechanism and some sort of flywheel come generator thing on it.
Like one of those wind-up radios.
Kinda, yeah.
That generates the field.
Yeah, basically.
Do I find the other one as well or not? Or is it just the...
The second one was over near the, like, elk corpses and would have been located with the other guy. Eli's was, like, way over to the side, so his is alone.
Okay, I'll come out of the bushes from behind him, I guess, and hand his spear to him. And say, to protect your honour. Yeah, and I'll just stand at the back of the crowd for now.
He sort of, when you sort of go to walk away, he sort of grabs you in the shoulder and is like, "This doesn't make us even. You killed my partner."
I didn't kill his partner.
Technically...
You're guilty by association at this point.
Oh wait, no, I can't even say technically because I'm the one that fucking did it.
Okay, so pressing on with this, Lucius again, because he doesn't want to socialize at all, because that's not what he's good at. He'll again relate to, it's Theodore, because Theodore's closest. He'll relate to Theodore. We're at Grey Banner, aren't we?
Not quite. You're about halfway to Grey Banner.
Okay. He'll say we should go to Grey Banner, the down nearest first, and then we can take transport to the capital. We can make a big song and dance about this.
I give a incredibly formal bow and say, "As you wish, my lord."
Mouse snaps to a salute at this point as well, just running on sheer instinct.
I turn to the gathered townsfolk and relay my lord's wishes. My lord wishes to head to Grey Banner and then on to the capital. He commands that you help us in our endeavours and let none heed us on our passing.
There's some nods and whatnot from around the crowd. It's like, as you wish, speaker, we shall take our Lord Protector back to town and treat him and his servants with the utmost hospitality. It would be more pragmatic to set off in the morning, of course. But my lord, it is a 3-day journey. Just be advised.
But I guess we will have to partake in your hospitality and ensure that we are fully rested for the journey, so that we can make best time.
You get a nice deep bow at that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's gonna set off towards Grey Banner. I realize this is a lot smaller than I meant it to be. But whatever. It was a nice picture, so I was sure we'll take it. Okay, so this is Grey Banner. It's I know that looks a bit small. I imagine it's kind of like that, but you've got like 3 or 4 more rings of houses like around that, you know. That's weird.
It's a small wood within the city walls.
Sure. No. It's in all fairness, this is definitely like a smaller town. This is yeah, smaller town. It's probably about I don't know, like maybe about 10,000 people at most. I know the picture doesn't necessarily say that, but that's the sort of style we're going for. It's not a walled town or anything like that. It's actually built fairly well, like in keeping with the forest. Like there's plenty of greenery around, other than the roads that are built through the various streets and stuff. It's you seem to be like right at the edge of like a far deeper forest. That would be the one towards the northeast. Yeah. On entering town, you're just given like every hospitality and from what you've been seeing in the crowd, Eli seems to be getting a fair bit of attention and asking what the visitors and what the servants of the Lord Protector are like, and questions like that. The part of the procession is also very solemnly carrying the other dead knight back to the town, and it's sort of one of the guys' sides carrying a spear, sort of thing.
I tug at my collar and trying to act nonchalant.
Can I get an awareness test, please? From anybody in fact, from everybody at a +20, please.
Is this visual based?
It is, yes.
Can I use it? Can I do a charm check to add
Oh shit!
+10
I got a 1.
to group? Ooh.
That's spicy.
Oh, fantastic. Every single one of them, and I mean every single one of them, is a mutant in some shape, form, or fashion.
Every what? Sorry.
Every single person around you is a mutant in some shape, form, or fashion.
Okay.
In some very minor way, they could have like sort of like quills in their some quills in their forearms, and that could be it. They could be a little bit gangly. They could have slightly bigger eyes. But there are some people who've straight up cloven feet. So there's some very, very minor mutations. Some people look very normal, but they could open their mouths and have like fucking like cow teeth the whole way around, that sort of thing. You've seen a couple of like vestigial horns in people. Everybody is a mutant in some shape, form, or fashion.
Okay. How like is there like a shocking like age limitation? Like, do there just seem to be young people? Like that would imply that everyone dies at they're 40 or something.
I would say so. I mean, it's safe to say that the average in the crowd sort of like that, like vague 30s. You haven't seen any like particularly elderly people. But yeah, you would guess that the like top end of age is probably somewhere around 50, 60.
Okay.
So in all fairness, for the general apparent age sort of civilization age they're in. Not too bad, but yeah. You know what? Given the time, I think we're going to pretty much call it there, unless. I'm sure we already described the spear. Never mind. But yeah. Yeah, we'll call it there for tonight, unless anyone's got any pressing questions or thoughts or feelings.
9.
I wish to know the name of every single NPC in this town.
Mysteriously, you explode.
Okay, in that case, 500 XP.
Nice.
Stream end!